Okay, round number 1, we've kept 7. I'm just going to lead on Blood Crypt Inquisition here. Heavy on the grindy spells and removal spells. Okay, so we're against... not sure. I think we're going to take this Utopia Sprawl. We can Prismatic Ending either of those. Don't really know what we're against here. Arbor Elf, I mean, they're trying to ramp into Collected Company, I guess. I mean, that was a turn 2 Collected Company, potentially. There's Arbor Elf. So, really want to draw a land. We'll go and get a white source here. Do we get Godless Shrine or Sacred Foundry? Do we want double red or double black? We've got Seasoned Pyromancer versus Liliana for double red, double black. I think there's more Lilianas, so just exile this. Ending's so good. Just pass the turn now. We've got the grinding power to get through a Collected Company, but it could be something like Heliod. Right, come on, show me an untapped land, please. I mean, we'll play that. Want to use our mana there, really. But this is going to be a Collected Company. Yeah, we really wanted to find a land there, because then... okay, opponent might not have a land. Okay, so it's Heliod. Okay, Inquisition, not the best. Guess we have to do it. Okay, so protection from white is good. Let's just take Conclave Mentor. Oh, we should have. I always forget about that line of text on Tourach. If we'd have found a land there, we would have been in really quite good shape. Obviously, we could kind of. Yeah, if our opponent doesn't find a land, that'd be great. Okay, so yeah, we're running out of turns to find lands now. I mean, technically that's a mana for next turn, but it relies on our opponent missing again. Ranger Captain. Okay, well, we need our opponent to miss here. Not draw a land, isn't she? And not draw Spike Feeder, I guess. We're asking quite a lot here. Yeah, hopefully they just draw another Collected Company. They're paying some sort of cost. Could be Skyclave Apparition, but you can't Apparition a treasure token. I mean, if they'd drawn a land, they would have just slammed, right? Okay, there's Ballista. That's fun. Oh, if we... oh, right, yeah, this is just really good now. Because we now have the land to go... okay, come on, kill this, kill this. Ragavan's so good. Okay, so we'll go... destroy target artifact, deal 2 damage. Okay, opponent gets unlucky, not drawing a third land. Oh, yeah, I suppose actually Ballista, not quite infinite next turn. But yeah, I quite like our position now. We do still need to draw another land. It could be that I'm playing 1 or 2 too few with all these 3 drops. You don't see Heliod too much anymore. I know there are some big advocates for it. I mean, the deck is really good. Obviously, if opponent goes land, Okay, opponent's still missing lands, which is obviously, you know, good for us. We haven't found any either. Okay, we do now find one, which is really good. I guess we should probably dash. We can then hold up Terminate. Yeah, and then, yeah, actually that puts our opponent dead next turn. Okay, Collected Company. It's fine. Horizon Canopy. Auriok Champion. Protection from black and red. Sure, well, that's pretty good. We have protection. Oh, right, we still have lethal here because we've got the Kolaghan's command. Liliana also can make them sacrifice, but just go K command. Target player discards a card, deal 2 damage. This both pumps Tourach to lethal and obviously just deals them 2 as well. Protection from white, so good. Yeah, I mean, if our opponent had found a land, there were a couple of key turns. I mean, I guess there were for us as well. Right, so I don't really know. We haven't got much to bring in here. I guess we could consider engineered explosives if they're trying to ramp into stuff. Liliana's fine. Spot removal is fine. Yeah, we definitely want all the discard. Do we want this many copies of the grindy cards? I think we definitely want K command. Although Kaya's Guile is actually really good out to Auriok Champion. Doubt they're playing that many artifacts for K command, so we'll cut one there. And then, do we cut a Seasoned Pyromancer? Yeah. Seasoned Pyromancer can be so good when yeah, if we're bringing in Leylines, it's just good to have multiple ways to just get rid of them, turn them into some value, and Seasoned Pyromancer fills that role really well. Should probably have 4 in the deck, but I've actually only own 3 in paper, so I'm seeing what it's like. Okay, let's see what our opponent does. Cards they're likely to be bringing in Sanctifier and Vec. Possibly Rest in Peace. This hand's great. Got all our colours. We can Thoughtseize on 1, or we could ending a ramp. Pretty much anything my opponent plays on turn 1 gets Prismatic Endinged here. If our opponent goes land pass, how much are we afraid that that's going to be Veil of Summer? I mean, I think we're going for it though. You know, we have to do it at some point. Okay, they don't have Veil of Summer. So we're just going to take the Spike Feeder. It's part of their combo, and then next turn we can actually just ending the Conclave Mentor. Ending a good out to the actual card Heliod as well. There's a Vista. So they're going to cast their Conclave Mentor here. Gavany Township is a good one. This Yavimaya will let us cast ending for more. 4 if we need it. Yeah, we're gonna just ending this. Ending's so strong. Just unconditional exile, pretty much. Okay, so opponent's got 2 cards in hand. We know 2 of them are lands. One of them is a good land. We've got another ending. Ranger Captain. I think we're supposed to just ending that as well. And then Tourach. Well, maybe we're meant to do that now. So Pyromancer uses our mana. And we get to save the ending. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to Pyromancer here. We'll get rid of the lands. Just because if we go ending this, I guess it does use all of our mana again. Well, yeah, I'd rather ending the Ballista though. It's possible we're meant to keep a land, but I think I want to keep the gas at the moment. It's always possible we draw more lands with this. I've always got ending to do next turn if we don't find a land, or if we find gas we can obviously play more stuff. Yeah, Ranger Captain's such a good card. Okay, so we'll draw 2 cards here. Won't make any tokens, unfortunately. So opponent's only got 1 mystery card. Wouldn't mind finding like a Thoughtseize. Okay, that's actually pretty good. See what our opponent does here, because if they... I guess we could go ending the Ballista. If it's just land go, then we can kick Tourach. If they attack here, we take it, and then we can go ending Ragavan. They could, of course, have collected company here. Okay, so there's the Mire, and there's the Ballista. It comes in with 2 counters. Okay, Kolaghan's command is actually really nice here. Yeah, that's actually really good. So we'll go... Yeah, we can attack here. We're happy with any kind of blocks my opponent makes, really. Then we'll go this. So we're going to kill this. We could make my opponent discard. So we go kill this, deal this 2. That doesn't, we don't actually have to fetch, do we? Because that taps for the green. We definitely want to kill the Ballista. I think I fancy our chances beating these 2. Has this got first strike or anything? No. It's just if our opponent goes Heliod next turn, we've got the ending for it. We could just go kill this. Actually, how do we feel about just... Oh, we've got so many options here. So we could go kill this, you discard, ending this. Yeah, I think I like that better. So we'll go ending the Ballista. This could be wrong, but I think it's fine. See what our opponent shoots. We definitely want to kill the Ballista this turn. We're really happy if my opponent sacrifices the Ranger Captain, but I don't think they will. Oh, and they have got this Gavany as well. So we do need to be a bit careful of that. But I mean, we're going to leave... Okay, they're shooting me. So they're looking to race with this Gavany township. Okay, so then we'll go this. You discard, deal this 2 damage. I think that's fine. So, yeah, there are a few options there. Okay, we get a Heliod out of our opponent's hand, which is obviously pretty ideal. We're going to get to... I guess we... kicking this Tourach now does nothing. Okay, they find another mentor. Okay. Another land isn't great. I think we're going to go dash Ragavan. We're happy if it trades. And then we can just play Tourach. Yeah, just... I wonder if opponent lets this hit us here. No. Okay, well, yeah, we're happy with that. They'll gain 2 life. Yeah, I think they're looking to try and race with this, which is fair enough. I think we're just going to cast our Tourach here. I think I'm going to hold the land. See what our opponent finds. So we'd like to draw, yeah, like Liliana's good, Kaya's Guile is excellent. There's a Ballista, because that's a good draw. Well, that's also a very good draw. Could just be dead here. Okay, Sanctifier and Vec is a good one. Actually, that's really good now. We're going to need to draw something pretty special to get rid of that. So we can't bolt this. We could bolt the Ranger Captain, or we could bolt the Arbor Elf. I think I'm just bolting Ranger Captain. Because otherwise our opponent will be able to potentially yeah, if we don't bolt it there, our opponent might be able to pump it in response with Gavany Township. Well, they would be able to. Okay, so yeah, we could have bolted the elf there, which wouldn't have let our opponent Gavany. Yeah, we're not blocking here. Yeah, we are dead to this Sanctifier and Vec in a couple of turns. Maybe we should have bolted this elf. Okay. Yeah, that Collected Company really really messed us up there. This is the other decent mode of Heliod. They are just able to pump. Yeah, okay. Gate 3. Yeah, Sanctifier and Vex is so good against us. That's maybe we should be saving more Prismatic Endings, but I liked our position. You know, Collected Company is really good at catching up against us. Okay. Do we want to change anything? How good is EE? I suppose EE is a good out to Sanctifier and Vec. I think we'll just resubmit this. Maybe we went too ham on our life total there. Yeah. So we're not playing Lurrus in this list. I wanted to give it a try. Just because I really like Liliana of the Veil. And Leyline of the Void I think is really good at the moment, as is Blood Moon. Okay, well, we have to mulligan a no-lander. This is good. Yeah, so we can keep this. We are going to have to bottom a 3-drop. Which I think is... I think Kaya's Guile is slightly worse than Liliana here. So ideally we'll go sort of Inquisition into bolt into Liliana. Let's do this Blood Crypt. Might be able to fetch a tap land next turn. Okay, so Aureok Champion. So we could take Aureok Champion here, but then we can't kill Heliod. We can at the moment kill the Auriok champion. I think I'm just going to get rid of Heliod. Like it's one piece of their combo. Like we have the tools to deal with Auriok champion. But what we want to minimize is our opponent just ripping off the top into the combo, I think. So this is going to be Arbor Elf, which we're just going to bolt. We'd like to see another land. That's a really good draw. Let's bolt this now. Our opponent's going to slam Auriok champion in, after which we'll just slam Liliana. That generates planes. I think that's another good draw actually, because we can kick Tourach next turn, get a swamp, play this Liliana. I would like you to sacrifice a creature, please. So what we can do this turn is we can get a lot of cards out of our opponent's hand this turn. Ranger Captain is not actually too bad here. We're going to leave our opponent with just one card in hand. Okay, so I think we'll tick up first. We're going to have to get rid of Bonecrusher. Okay, so opponent gets rid of a Windswept Heath. So this has been kind of ideal here. Quite like to get the Ballista. Collected Company Spike Feeder. I mean, yeah, that'll that's pretty good as well. And this having protection from white is just really good. I suppose opponent could go Ballista, shoot Liliana for 1, which they might do. So I could Liliana here. Because our opponent can actually pump next turn. So if I Liliana minus, our opponent sacrifices Ranger Captain, and then I dash Ragavan. Otherwise they put a counter on this next turn. Yeah, I think we're doing that. Cast this with dash. Well, I don't know. I think our opponent is probably not going to block this because they're probably looking for Heliod off the top to just go infinite. We find Utopia Sprawl. So, okay, so it actually has to be a forest. Okay, so I've played enough red-green, I should know that. So opponent can collect a company, which is the best card they can draw now. Our best card is, don't know. Kaya's Guile, Kolaghan's Command. Yeah, Kolaghan's Command is our best draw here. So we're gonna, I think what our opponent is probably going to plan to do here is put a counter on the Ballista. Hopefully, okay, yeah, they're putting a counter on Ballista. Now they can shoot Ragavan for 1. Okay, that's a rubbish draw. But we're going to do this. The reason behind this, you know, we're kind of putting Ragavan under the bus, but we don't want Ballista to have more than 1 counter. They might just take it here. Okay, I was wondering if they had Heliod in hand. The thing is with Heliod, Ballista needs to have 2 counters on. We will I guess we'll play this land. If we draw Kaya's Guile, we're going to want to kick it. We've got a lot of answers to this Ballista. So now they can't pump it to kill this, or they can now next turn. Yeah, we're not out of the woods here. If we draw Kolaghan's Command, we win the game. Inquisition is not great. We will cast it though, because if our opponent discards a card, yes. Okay, so that pumps Tourach as well to a 5. Okay, so I mean we're definitely attacking here, and now so our opponent. That's really good as well, because our opponent can only put the Ballista to 3 counters. If they just draw dead, then they are just dead next turn. Because, well, no, they're not. They can chump with Ballista. Yeah, they can chump with Ballista, but we're not too unhappy if they decide to do that. Okay, so yeah, we take 2. They're dead to obviously any bolt, Kolaghan's Command. Okay, they've got 3/3 Ballista that has to chump block. That's a good draw. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to do that right away, I think. So it's the, we can Seasoned Pyromancer draw into something that kills this and win, or we can attack. He blocks, but then my opponent gets to shoot down this. Although if they're not shooting down my life total, that's not too bad. I think we're going to go for the win here. We've got so many draws that just win us the game. He says. Yeah, that's really unfortunate there. And now our opponent gets to shoot the Seasoned Pyromancer as well. I guess we can make tokens in like next turn. That said, we'll play the land. Yeah, that's really unfortunate there. At least we do get the Ballista off. So, and obviously, yeah, our opponent doesn't have Collected Company, or I think they would have just gone for it last turn. They haven't drawn many lands. What have they found? Okay, that doesn't do anything. Action from black and red. Okay, my opponent loses. Because we can just attack now, right? So it's got protection. Can't block the Tourach. Tourach is so good. I know Aspiring Spike's been having a lot of success with Tourach on his stream, but it pretty much won us the game there. I mean, we had the absolute ideal curve out as well. What did we do? Inquisition, bolt your Arbor Elf, Liliana away your Auriok champion. So there we go. See you for the next round. Right. You want the die roll? Yes, we would definitely like to play first. Yeah, this is fine. It's got all our colours. We can go Inquisition, and then next turn we could Thoughtseize, play the tap land, or we could play Kroxa. Okay, so opponent has got... Okay, so this is ad nauseam. So I guess we take the Angel's Grace. Our opponent will Thoughtseize us to take the Thoughtseize, but that's fine. I guess we could take the Tutor. There's no point in taking the spoils because they've got 2 of them. Yeah, we'll just take the Angel's Grace. And then this turn, our opponent will go Thoughtseize. Take our Thoughtseize, I'd imagine. So we've got They got the tools to do well in this matchup, I think. Terminate, yeah, that's not great. Yes, I think we're just going to go Kroxa now. We want our opponent discarding as many cards as possible, really. We can actually just shock in. I guess, is there any argument for getting a white land in case we draw Prismatic and our opponent plays like a ramp artifact? Yeah, probably actually. So we'll get Godless Shrine. Our life total doesn't really matter here. Opponent not going to be winning with damage. Okay, so they've drawn. Okay, so there's the tutor. It's definitely possible that we should have taken the tutor actually, because Angel's Grace. Okay, Blackcleave Cliffs. So we're going to play that. I think we're just going. Can we escape Kroxa next turn? Probably not. So we'll go return target creature, target player discards a card. Doing this now to give our opponent less information over what they discard. Trouble is we're not clocking our opponent at all. So they get rid of another City of Brass. They got 2 spoils in hand. So their tutor is going to get okay, Liliana's pretty nice. So yeah, we'll play that. I'm actually going to discard. If I discard Kroxa, can we escape it next turn? Yes, we can, because we will discard Terminate to Liliana. Although we... Is there any way we don't want to do that? No, I think that's fine. I guess if we draw something like Thoughtseize, yeah, I probably should have held on to the Kroxa actually. Should have discarded the Terminate. Because then we can always discard the Kroxa to Liliana next turn. Okay, so opponent's searching. Could just be for a land. If they've naturally drawn... Yeah, okay, I definitely made a mistake there. I should have discarded the Terminate, because Terminate doesn't do... Terminate literally does nothing. It may not matter if our opponent has drawn Thassa's Oracle here. Then they just win the game. Okay, so I think they're digging for a land here. Okay. So we are going to get 2 cards out of their hand this turn. So we'll tick up, get rid of Terminate, and then we can escape Kroxa, which will fortunately get another card out of their hand. And put a good clock on. Opponent does need 2 specific cards to combo off. There's another spoils, so our opponent needs Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, so they dug for a land, so I think their last card is probably Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, Phyrexian Unlife is quite good. Okay, Kolaghan's Command is a good draw. So we'll tick up. We'll discard the Liliana here. Hold on, let me just see. As long as you have 0 or less life, all damage is dealt to you. Yeah, we can't quite. I was wondering if we could, like, Kolaghan's Command. But I don't think... Yeah, okay, so we're going to... Do we K command in their draw step? Yeah, we definitely do, because you want to deal them 2 damage as well, because then we've got lethal next turn. Okay, yeah, because then that deals 2 damage and then the Kroxa deals another 6. And we can actually ultimate Liliana as well next turn. Okay, well, we get there. A lot of discard. So Void Mirror could be good. Blood Moon is also a consideration. So we definitely don't want Terminates. We probably don't want Lightning Bolts. So Wear Tear, I think is, yeah, that's great because it can deal with any ramp artifacts. It can also deal with Leyline of Sanctity, which they often bring in. Chalice could be interesting. I think we will bring in Chalice. It stops the Cascade spell. I mean, that works. Yeah, we'll go with that. Make sure we remember to fetch basic Swamp. We're not running a basic Plane, so we do have to be a little bit careful how we fetch and when we play Blood Moon. But we do only have, well, Kaya's Gar should probably come out as well, actually. That should probably just be Lightning Bolt. We're going to mulligan this. Yeah, that was another case of loads of discard. No threat. Yeah, this hand's much better. Turn 2 Liliana or turn 2 Blood Moon. So we'll put this on the bottom. And I think we're just putting another land. Obviously Ragavan does a sterling job of fixing our mana under Blood Moon as well. Ooh, Thoughtseize. Okay, so they've just put one on suspense. They are running Lotus Bloom as well. Wouldn't be surprised to see them take Ragavan here. Yep. Let's top deck another one, please. Okay, Inquisition's actually a really good draw. So we'll just go Swamp, Inquisition U, Spoils, and Profane Tutor. I think we'll take the Profane Tutor actually this time, because then our opponent can't do anything with their mana next turn. Okay, we really could do with finding another land now. If we find another land, then we hold up. Yes, that's really good. Okay, so we're not going to go Blood Moon. We're going to go Kolaghan's Command in our opponent's upkeep, because Lotus Bloom is coming off suspend. And we're going to just go and fetch basic Swamp here. Okay, so we'll do this before my opponent draws a card. If they've drawn Ad Nauseam and Angel's Grace. No, we know they've got this. Yeah, basic Swamp's good. Because we can go Liliana. We can go Blood Moon and then Liliana. So we'll go target player discards a card. Destroy target artifact. Yeah, just cuts them off another 3 mana, obviously. There's a Spoils. Don't know what they're gonna go for here. Could be like Veil of Summer, I suppose. Okay, so they've gone for Angel's Grace. No, what did they go for? Oh, they went for Spell Pierce. Okay. So my opponent went for Spell Pierce with that. Just took a gamble, really. I guess they knew that they were so far behind if they don't. And it was enough deep that my opponent just loses on the spot. So, yeah, another good win. See you for round number 3. Right. Yeah, we'd like to play first. we're getting a lot of these hands. We're going to keep this. So, yeah, we've kept this because we can go in, because we've got, you know, answers. We just need a threat. What do we lead on? I think we've got enough lands that we can just go Marsh Flats and then just get basic swamp. Just in case our opponent's on burn or something. What have we got? Arboreal Grazer. No. Okay, so we're just going to take... We're going to take red and 6, pass the turn. Our opponent's going to ramp, and then we're going to... yeah, we're going to Thoughtseize away... Probably Scapeshift. Could have taken the Grazer there, but... Okay, that's a nice draw. Thoughtseize our opponent. Okay, so Scapeshift, Bolt, and Bring to Light. Yeah, we're going to take Scapeshift. And then just play this out. So yeah, this is Bring to Light Scapeshift. Okay, opponent found a Valakut, which is a little scary. Okay, another Seasoned Pyromancer. So we'll go and just grab a Blood Crypt here, I think. Then we'll go Pyromancer into... What are we discarding? I can't see Ending being that great. Potentially. Oh, we've drawn a lot of lands off these Pyromancer activations. Maybe we should be main decking Blood Moon. No, maybe not. Okay, opponent gets a Triome. We'd really like to draw an Inquisition here. Not an Inquisition, sorry, a Thoughtseize. There's a Ragavan. Don't think that's doing us much good. Although we could play it. We could play it and then Seasoned Pyromancer. Or would we rather try and Season... I think I'd rather try and Seasoned Pyromancer... Yeah, I think I'd rather try and Seasoned Pyromancer into a discard spell. Yeah, I think we'll play the land. Yeah. Okay, well we hit a... Yeah, I guess careful what you wish for. We hit a discard spell. So we'll get in for a little bit of damage here. Do this pre-discard spell because our opponent may choose to lightning bolt this. And we will cast the Inquisition. Can't imagine our opponent has anything too much. Okay, so they have the land as well. Okay, that's not ideal. Because they can Bring to Light now. Maybe we were meant to take Bring to Light with that Thoughtseize. Oh, they probably have Valky. Not seen this in a while. What they probably exile our Seasoned Pyromancer. Wouldn't be surprised. Because then they could draw 2. Although if they go up, it goes up to 7. We're going to struggle to kill that. Yeah, Valakut and Ragavan, so they can cast a Ragavan at some point. This Arboreal Grazer getting in the way is... Okay, Kroxa's pretty good. So we'll go, if we bolt this and then attack, we deal it 5 damage. If we bolt this and then attack, we deal it 4, but then we can start getting in next turn. Opponent can cast Ragavan. Okay, we get rid of a Dryad, which is nice. So if we bolt this, it goes to 4. We attack it down to 2. If we bolt this, yeah, okay, we're just going to bolt this. Try and get attack Tibalt. Because then if they want to -3, they have to kill it. Renin 6. Renin 6 and Liliana of the Veil. So they can cast both of those this turn. Yeah, we're going to need them. I guess, yeah, we've got Kroxa in the graveyard, which is pretty good, but they can go Liliana, tick down, Renin 6, tick down. Yeah, so this is going to be Liliana, tick down, and then if we draw a bolt, we can kill Tibalt, but then my opponent has 3 planeswalkers. We probably have to attack some of them down. Yeah, I should have taken Bring to Light, I think, because that Scapeshift wouldn't have done anything there until they find another piece. So yeah, okay, so we'll have to remember that. Okay, opponent not casting Liliana yet, unless they've got a land in hand. Okay, they've got a land, but it's a tap land. Okay, we just draw Blackcleave Cliffs, which is obviously not great. I think we're going to keep our creatures to prevent Kroxa from being... Oh, they can exile it with this, is the trouble. Yeah, we just have to go Kroxa here and hope for the best. I guess we should exile as much stuff that we don't want our opponent casting. If they ultimate Tibalt, well, if they ultimate Tibalt, we're just dead anyway. Yeah, okay, so that's on me. I really should have taken the Bring to Light in this matchup with the Thoughtseize. So our opponent can actually just wrath our board here. They can go minus on Kroxa, exile it, minus on this, Liliana minus, and then we're just... I mean, we're pretty much dead. Do I just concede now? See what they do. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, if I was my opponent, I'd just tick down on everything. They know we've got nothing in hand, nothing in... What do we have in the sideboard for this? Blood Moon, obviously good. Void Mirror actually quite good against Bring to Light. Possibly bring in Wear Tear just because it kills Dryad. Exiling Seasoned Pyromancer. Okay, well that makes sense. Oh, and then I guess they just Liliana this away. I'm just going to concede. Okay, so Terminate is probably fine. Bonecrusher doesn't really do... I suppose Alpine Moon's not bad. Okay, so I didn't realise this. Alpine Moon we don't really need when we're running Blood Moon, so that's kind of waste. What don't we want? Ending is good for Ren and 6, and it does kill the Dryad. Kaya's Guile is probably a bit slow for what my opponent has going on. Probably cut those. Tourach's probably good. Thoughtseize is good. Lightning Bolt doesn't actually kill too much stuff. I think we'll bring in a couple of Void Mirrors. Just because this stops Bring to Light. Blood Moon's good. All this stuff is probably good. Oh, I did say about Wear Tear. Is it worth it just for the Dryad? I mean, it's probably better than Terminate. Okay, let's play first. One lander with double discard, but I think I'm going to mulligan that. Yeah, this is much better. So we're going to keep this. I think we can just ditch the Terminate. No, let's get rid of the Wear Tear. I think Terminate's probably a little bit better. So we have Blackcleave Cliffs and Thoughtseize. Okay, of course our opponent's running Omnath. Oh, they've got a lot of stuff here. How do we beat this? So maybe we're meant to just take this? I don't think that's correct though. Or maybe it's this. So we've got kill spells. I think, are we just taking Bring to Light again? Is that a mistake after last game? We've got the answers to these, but Bring to Light can just get another one, but they can't do that until turn 5. So Omnath's pretty good. God, my opponent's kept a good hand here. We could just take the Iteration. Let me know what you take. I think we're going to take the Bring to Light. It's just the card that we have the most trouble interacting with. You know, we've got a few bits that kill creatures. It's possible we should be cutting the Prismatic Endings in this match. Actually, I did forget about Omnath, to be honest. Oh, that was a really good draw from our opponent. Okay, we draw the Ragavan. Yeah. Okay, so we'll just play out the Mire and say go. Yeah, we're in real trouble now. Because our opponent can go Dryad land. If they draw another land, that is. I could go Iteration instead here. Can't imagine they will. So, so we're going to have to terminate the... We don't have to terminate the Dryad, I guess, but I kind of want to use our mana. Okay, they haven't actually got another land to play. Maybe we don't. Maybe we just save it. And then this Seasoned Pyromancer can hopefully hit some stuff. I think actually we're going to save this Terminate for Omnath. Am I meant to get basic swamp here? I think so. And then we could... I think I'm meant to save the Terminate for Omnath. Not using our mana sucks there. Okay, I think we'll play this out. Yeah, like at the moment, because we took the Bring to Light, we're not as scared of this. They didn't have a land to play last turn. Looks like they're iterationing this turn, which is fine. I guess next turn, if we draw a land, we can go attack with Ragavan and then stomp whatever my opponent blocks with. Okay, so they find a land. So yeah, we Okay, they get another land. So unfortunately now our opponent is in the bring to light territory. Okay, we do draw a land, but it's not the best one. No, we can't afford to do this, unfortunately. Yeah, we're just kind of getting... we're always going to get ground out by this type of deck, I think. So if this is bring to light for Scapeshift, then that's fine. There's Omnath. So in response to the draw a card trigger, I'm going to terminate it. Opponent does get a nice 2 for 1 there. Omnath's just so good. Oh, okay, sure. Turn 4, they've got Valakut online. We're going to have to kill... Yeah, opponent's just kind of had it all here. That's a good draw, though. So we're ending this. That's a very good draw. Make sure we apply all the colours. Opponent got 3 cards in hand. Nothing really now on the field, but you know, the minute they top deck another Omnath or running 6 we can deal with just about. More Omnaths. Are they continuing to go off? This is nuts with fetch lands. Maybe we should have brought in Alpine Moons as well. Well, there's another iteration. So we're going to need to find... What kills this? Another... No, we boarded out the other Terminate. And Kaisgar's. Liliana doesn't really do anything. Yeah, this is always going to be an uphill struggle. Opponent exiles Steam Vents. Void Mirror. Yeah, I think it's going to Seasoned Pyromancer here. Discard 2 things. I guess we'll play this Ragavan. Yeah, we just haven't got any answers left in our deck that can deal with this. The Arboreal Grazer on 1 was really brutal as well, and then opponent kind of curving out into all their lands. And now we're in kind of top deck wars, which is usually where you want to be, but when your opponent can top deck Omnaths and iterations and bring to lights and such, yeah, it's often going to be a game that we're going to lose. If our opponent attacks with Omnath, we're definitely blocking. I will concede to a bring to light here, ending on my Pyromancer. Sure. Yeah, again, I'm just block. I think this probably means our opponent's found another Omnath. You know, if they've got a bolt, then fine. You know, we have to go for this. We're so far behind. We have to assume our opponent doesn't have the bolt, really. Okay, yeah, we've got an Ether Gust. I guess if we draw another ending, we might be able to get hit in with this Ragavan. Yeah, we draw another land. Yeah, the game's over. Okay, yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, these decks seem really good. I think we possibly should have mulliganed to a Blood Moon. Not sure we... Yeah, that game 1, I really should have Thoughtseize the Bring to Light, and then that game 2, my opponent had a hell of a hand. Don't think we necessarily made too many mistakes. I don't know, we just got a bit sort of tangled up in the, because our opponent was struggling to make their land drops on time without iterations and stuff. I wanted to, I'd save 2 mana up to, you know, to terminate the Omnath, but then they didn't find it, so we wasted that 2 mana. So maybe it was better to just terminate the other thing. But anyway, looks like we can go straight into round number straight into round number 4 here. Got a decent hand here. We're against a Lurrus deck, so this will be a real test. Thoughtseize, you know, got some good grindy cards. They may take Inquisition. Depends what they've got. Yeah, they do take Inquisition. Okay, Ending's not a bad draw. We'll play out the Blackcleave Cliffs to Lightning Bolt, a potential Ragavan. Basic Swamp is interesting. Okay, take Bonecrusher. Makes sense, potential 2 for 1. Okay, this looks like this is going to be red-black. So we've got a question here as to whether... I think we're just going to play Kroxa, so we could just sit back and hold up Lightning Bolt, which would be better against our opponent if they dash a Ragavan. 3 mana, put Lurrus in their hand? Sure. Okay, so we find a land on time, which is nice. We're going to play it so that we can then bolt. So this is indeed black-green, sorry, red-black rock. So used to saying black-green rock. Green-black rock. A favourite of mine in the past, sadly fallen a bit far behind these days. Opponent knows we've got 2 bolts. No, they do. We've got 1 bolt. They might be a little bit put out that we found another one. Yeah, we got plenty of answers to this Lurrus. Looks like they're going to play it anyway. We've got a fairly clean answer to it here. They do get the 2 for 1, but if we find a land as well, then we can escape Kroxa, which would be really nice. Another ending. So I really want another land there. Could be a Thoughtseize or something. 4 mana. Yeah, that's rough. We draw a Ragavan. Oh, that Tourach probably just swung it for them. Obviously very good here. You know, discarding 2 of our removal spells is it's pretty bonkers there. And a Dauthi Voidwalker and an Unholy Heat. Opponent drawn well. Well, that is also a good draw. We don't have to discard any, so we don't make Tourach bigger. We also don't find any lands. I've been waiting for a land for a while. Kolaghan's Command, obviously a good one. Sure they haven't. Okay, so that does make that a little bit bigger. And they can potentially cast that. I think we just have to take, what's this, 8 damage here? Yeah, we have to take 8 here. Yeah, we could block here, but don't see the use in that. Inquisition's not a good draw. I wonder if we're meant to go... We can never block this, so we have to kill that. Actually, I think we do it now. Is there anything really... Yeah, we do it now because otherwise our opponent can do it next turn. They can cast Ragavan. So we'll return target creature and deal 2 damage. We'll return Bonecrusher Giant actually. Because then we get to play out a Bonecrusher Giant next turn, which can block Tourach. That's our opponent's found an Inquisition, which they obviously have. This goes to 6/5. Oh yeah, they can give it that as well, of course. Yeah, okay, so we get pretty brown there in... it was just that Tourach. Yeah, Tourach's so good. Missing that land for Kroxa as well was pretty good for my opponent. Okay, so we got beaten down by Tourach there. I feel like Leyline of the Void is so good here that we can't really not bring that in. You know, that's kind of what we wanted. Wanted it for as this kind of matchup, and we can get rid of like, a lot of Thoughtseizes. Blood Moon, I don't think we're too interested in Blood Moon. We want the EEs. I think we can get rid of all the Inquisitions. There must be better that we can do. It's the first... We've taken out quite a lot of 1-drops. I wonder if we're meant to bring in Blood Moon, if we're meant to bring in Chalice of the Void. So if we bring in Chalice... Would we rather have Blood Moon? They don't run that many basics, but they have got Ragavans and stuff. I don't think we want Blood Moon. I think we'll leave in 1 Inquisition. If we draw it, we'll just wait until my opponent puts Lurrus to hand. I wonder if we're meant to take the draw here. No, I don't think so. I think you're meant to take the draw in the mirror because you kind of trade 1-mana spells a lot in the early game. But this isn't quite the mirror. We've got a lot more impactful, well, yeah, a lot more impactful 3-drops like Liliana, Kolaghan's Command, Kaya's Guile. So yeah, okay, so I think, well, are we meant to mulligan for Leyline of the Void? No, I don't think so. I think we'll keep this. We you know, you don't want to go down to you know, going down cards is still really bad. And this hand is, you know, it's functional. We've got kill spells on. I would imagine my opponent might have boarded out their discard. Okay, so of course. But that's what I mean by having access to Seasoned Pyromancer, Liliana of the Veil. We can just turn that into some sort of value. So it's going to stomp this. And see what my opponent plays next. If it's a creature we care about, we'll Liliana. If not, we'll probably Seasoned Pyromancer. 2 Dragon's Rage Channelers. Okay, that's not bad. So I think what we'll do is we'll just stomp one of them while we can, because they'll grow out of stomp range fairly quickly. And then next turn, depends what our opponent does. If they just attack with this, don't do anything else, we'll probably... I think we're going to get a basic swamp here. Don't think... we didn't bring in Blood Moon, actually. Okay, so Bolt's nice. I think we Bolt here. Hold up Terminate. Or to be... this is turn 4. I think actually I'm going to... Yeah, we're going to do this. We'll discard Leyline and Terminate here. Bolt kills pretty much everything, and that's really good. So we can now just go fetch. I think we can just get basic mountain here. Don't want to take too much damage. Just bolt that. Okay, opponent bolting as well to get their surveil on. They put another bolt into the graveyard. Oh no, they didn't. I think they kept it on top. Okay, so it was a land. So we've got two powerful cards in our hand. Okay, there's Douthie. That's fine because we can go Liliana, Edict you. We will attack for 2 here. No, actually, I'm just going to attack for 1. I'm pretty afraid of Ragavan. Ragavan is definitely a way for my opponent to get back into this. Don't know if that's right or not. But until we can hold... I think just that 1 damage is probably worth it. Putting Lurrus to hand, maybe? Okay, so we'll discard a Terminate here. I think that's right. Right, so we can either play Liliana. I think we're going to play Liliana. Because my opponent went to quite lengths to get rid of that, and we know that they've got. Yeah, we know they've got quite a lot of gas in hand. Again, I'm just going to do this to save us from a Ragavan. We know that they've got all gas in hand because they weren't playing lands for the first few turns. Okay, there's a Douthie, so opponent might have like Unholy Heat. Okay, so we'll just go and grab Blood Crypt now. Okay, that's really good. So we'll now go, you sacrifice a creature. We'll go kick this Tourach. Opponent discards another Voidwalker. We can now attack. If our opponent goes... Okay, cracking the Spell Bomb. They get rid of our Seasoned Pyromancer this way, but... yeah, opponent's conceded. So Liliana the Veil, Seasoned Pyromancer, doing good work there. Didn't see the Leyline. Well, we saw the Leyline in the Void in our first draw step, but able to loot it away with Seasoned Pyromancer. So I don't think we saw anything too much that would make us want to change our sideboarding. Den of the Bugbear might make Blood Moon a bit better, I suppose. Yeah, I think we're going to bring in a Blood Moon instead of this Inquisition. Just one copy. Might just get them. Yeah, we are a little bit curve heavy, I suppose. This is probably... But in matchups like this, where if you can sort of trade resources at the end of the start, and I suppose we've brought in a lot of stuff. Yeah, we're definitely keeping this. Slam a Leyline onto the field. Maybe Leyline's not that great. I mean, it means that they can't Kroxa. They can't... I mean, Dragon's Rage Channeler's a lot worse. Okay, we don't really want to draw any more lands. I think we are just going to play out the Ragavan here. Because then if our opponent just plays like a blocker or something, we can just terminate it and get in with this Ragavan. Can't imagine the Ragavan will survive. Okay, yes, I think they've got Unholy Heat or something. Okay, well, Blood Moon's not too bad. Yep, That's that. So that is our one copy of Blood Moon. Pass the turn here. Obviously, opponent has got Ragavan to fix their mana under a Blood Moon. Okay, so we would like to terminate that. Just go and grab a swamp. Terminate. Blood Moon might not be the absolute winner we think it is, but Tourach's a good one. Oh, we can't actually kick that. Maybe we're meant to wait, but I think we're meant to just... This completely shuts our opponent off black mana. They might be trying to kick Tourach next turn. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go for that here. Get another swamp. Two fairly powerful hate pieces here. Turns off Den of the Bugbear as well. Well, Kolaghan's command. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll play a land. I think we're just passing the turn. And then we're going to K command. What is this? 4 mana. Okay, putting Lurrus to hand. Okay, so we'll go return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah. Do this, do this. So if we manage to dash Ragavan here, we can then actually kick Tourach as well. Okay, yes, they were planning on kicking Tourach the turn afterwards. Engineered Explosives isn't a bad draw. So we'll dash this. So opponent probably has Lightning Bolt, Unholy Heat. Yep. I think we're just playing Tourach now, because it's going to be quite unlikely that we're ever able to kick it. I think opponent plays 1 basic swamp. Okay, so we'll just start the attacking. Okay, it turns out Blood Moon really is good here. Let's cycle this. Oh, that would have been nice actually. Should have cycled that pre-combat. Is there any point in playing it now? I think my opponent probably would have bolted the Tourach. Okay, we get there. Don't know what my opponent had in hand, but it was obviously nothing of, you know, it was probably all black cards. So that is a memo to self. Bring in more copies of Blood Moon against Red Black Rock. So yeah, we'll go into the next one. See you for round number 5, playing for the 4 and 1. Okay. Opponents kept 7. They've revealed Lurrus. Yeah, it's Inquisition. So they've got a okay. So this is hammer time. So we're going to take the Thoughtseize here. Protect our stuff, and then next turn we'll Thoughtseize away the Paladin. Unless we let them Thoughtseize, they might take. I think we definitely want to get rid of this Paladin. If we let's take the Thoughtseize, and then they may go turn 1. It you know, it kind of wastes their mana as well. If they go turn 1, you know, just play out the free creatures. Or if they go turn 1 Colossus Hammer, thinking they're going to get to equip it with Pure Steel, then they've got a hammer kind of stranded, which is good. I guess this can go and get Sacred Foundry if we need it as well. Because as I say, we never need red-white. So I guess maybe this line wasn't the best if my opponent top decks another Thoughtseize. Yeah, Springleaf Drum's pretty good. Ornithopter Memnite. Okay, Liliana's not too bad. So we'll Thoughtseize again. Yeah, so we're going to take this Pure Steel Paladin. Represents potentially another damage. So if my opponent doesn't play another creature here, okay, so they just draw planes. So yeah, I'm actually just going to bolt this, because then we can go Liliana, tick down, my opponent doesn't have any creatures, and then we can hold up Kaya's Guile. So we'll get Sacred Foundry, bolt this, take one less damage there as well. Opponent might put Lurrus to hand. Yeah. Maybe we're meant to go Kaya's. I mean, next turn I think we're meant to Kaya's Guile here. But we can do it in, if we do it now, our opponent can't make mana with this. So yeah, I think we're happy with that. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Yeah, good thing about that is that the sacrifice a creature is written before exile graveyards, so our opponent can't. Opponent can't sort of play Lurrus and then get the Ornithopter back. Okay, so here I think we're okay to draw a Triome, so do we ever need another white mana? Probably not, so let's play this Blood Crypt tapped, play this Liliana of the Veil, start ticking up. So we are going to need to find some more stuff. You know, we're empty-handed against an opponent's 4 cards, but any, Seasoned Pyromancer off the top is great. Saga's a good draw for them. If we find Kolaghan's Command, it's a bit awkward. Actually, no, it's not too bad. We just go kill this, discard, discard. If my opponent plays any creature, we're just edicting here. So making white for a Colossus Hammer. Okay, that's quite good. So we'll cast that with Dash. We're gonna edict here. I think. Actually, we can Ragavan. See what we hit here. Stoneforge Mystic. I mean, that's a blocker at least. Oh, actually, undo. We don't need to use the treasure because we are in white. No. So this is ticking up versus killing Lurrus. No, we're ticking down here. I was going to say if our opponent's got something in hand that they can buy back with Lurrus, that's just so good for them. Okay, there's a land, another hammer. Okay, so now we're discarding our opponent. That's not great. Guess we go tick up. Guess our opponent probably gets Shadow Spear. Yeah, we just have to cast this. We can't dash it, unfortunately. We're going to need to find a Kolaghan's command, I think. So our opponent's going to go... They're going to go make a token, get Shadow Spear, equip Shadow Spear. Token's like a 6/6. They probably kill Liliana, although we do then potentially get to hit him with Ragavan. Because they have to tap this for mana unless they found mana. Yeah, so there's the Shadow Spear. Okay, so they equipped this, which makes sense. And then, yeah, they kill Liliana. We can't do anything about it because it's got trample. Yeah, that's not too bad, actually. We'll attack him with this. I mean, protection from white's not amazing, I guess. Prismatic Ending would have been nice there. So yeah, we'll just kick this Tourach. But yeah, we are going to be super dead to this construct soon. And if our opponent finds another Pure Steel Paladin... Okay, that makes the creatures a little bit bigger. We kind of need to find runner. Kolaghan's commands. Bolt doesn't do too much. I guess we bolt this. Look for like an ending. I mean, we're pretty much dead anyway. Do they run ending? Don't know. Oh, it's the Nexus. So we block here, take 7. Yeah, we're just dead now, sadly. Okay, I thought we were doing alright. Yeah, that Saga really really did for us there. So okay, so we take a loss to Hammer. So let's see what we can bring in. So Wear Tear is an obvious choice. E as well. Blood Moon, I think actually here we want Alpine Moon and not necessarily Blood Moon because they're on so many basics. What don't we like? I think we like pretty much everything else. Liliana's not actually that great. Oh, we can cut the Ragavans. Chalice is interesting. But Chalice on 1... I think we'll bring in Chalice and remove a Thoughtseize. Maybe we're meant to remove a lot of these and bring in the Blood Moons. Let's do 2 Thoughtseize, 2 Blood Moon. Go with that. Yeah, Ragavan's just bad in this matchup. Leyline of the Void's not very good against just Lurrus, I don't think. Yeah, not really what we want there. So yeah, we would like to play first. See if we can bring this back. 1 land. No, if that had more lands in, that would be great. Or if we knew that we were going to top deck well. We'll keep this. I think we've got a basic swamp. So I think we're just going to get rid of this Blood Crypt. So are we going to play Alpine Moon on 1? I think so. I want to use my mana. It gives our opponent information. Name it as a Saga. Yeah, I want to use my mana. Springleaf Drum. Okay. That's actually a really nice draw. Inquisition U, and then next turn we can go do a lot of stuff. Double. Okay, so next, I guess Engineered Explosives isn't great. Paladin, we can kill. There are 2 of them though. Think we're just going to take the aid. Again, we struggle to interact with Sigarda's aid. Yeah, the trouble with EE on 1 is okay, Ingenious Smith. Does that miss? And Spell Bomb. Sure. Okay, Wear Tear's nice. So, yeah, I think we're just going to go... So, what's our opponent got in hand? Just going to get basic Swamp again. This does actually need red-white now, so I think we'll just get a Blood Crypt here. And then we'll go... No, I think we're destroying some artifacts. So destroy target artifact, deal 2 damage. Don't think we care about the Spell Bomb. How much do we care about the Springleaf Drum? We could just have my opponent discard a card. Yeah, I think that's better actually. Target player discards a card, deal 2 damage. Because actually they can't use the Springleaf Drum. Yeah, just keeping the board clear of my opponent's creatures is what we want to be doing. Okay, the opponent discards a Pure Steel Paladin. We are going to need a threat. You know, we can't keep controlling the board forever. Eventually our opponent will get Lurrus. Okay, they find another one of those. Yeah, if they find a hammer, that's okay. That's pretty good. If they play the hammer out, there's a Paladin. Okay, Blood Crypt. So we could... This Wear Tear isn't amazing. We could go Engineered Explosives on 2. My opponent only has Colossus Hammer in hand. Actually, yeah, EE on 2 is really good. It kills both of these. And it stops my opponent drawing a card with... I don't see any reason to not do that at instant speed, really. Silent Clearing. They're going to sacrifice. Do we take 3 damage here, I guess? Okay, well, no is the answer. Kill both their creatures. Making mana, which is fair. They've got quite a lot to draw to, I suppose. We've got this Wear Tear, which is potentially pretty good. I get, yeah, this is the trouble. My opponent's going to get to put Lurrus in their hand, and then we might just die to that without a removal spell. Maybe we've sequenced this incorrectly. Maybe I should have. It's quite possible that I should be saving things like Kolaghan's Command. Because yeah, if my opponent goes Lurrus, which they're going to, Lurrus to hand. Yeah, okay. That's not great. We draw a Bloodstained Mire as well. Yeah, Lurrus is going to just kick our ass here. We really needed a removal spell. You know, we've only got one destroy artifact. You know, we can only deal with one thing. Yeah, there's Lurrus. So opponent probably going to cast Pure Steel Paladin from the graveyard. They could cast Sigarda's Aid. If they cast Sigarda's Aid, that's pretty good. Okay, they're taking the 2-for-1s here. They find another hammer. Yeah, I think we're just dead now unless we find something really, really good. Okay, Chalice on 1 actually does some good work here. Obviously, we can't now tear. I suppose we could have Chalice on 2'd. Maybe Chalice on 2 is better here. Maybe. But we can now kill this hammer. Our opponent goes Pure Steel Paladin from the graveyard. Kill, try and equip the hammer. Yeah. I don't actually have Metalcraft at this moment, so we'll let them turn this on. Sure. Oh, are they going to try and equip it to that? Not sure why our opponent wouldn't go for the hammer there. I guess they're just, yeah, they think we've got some sort of kill spell. I think we're just using the mana here. So we'll go, is it where? Kill this. So yeah, we need to find Kolaghan's command. Tourach wouldn't be too bad. Because at the moment we're just going to get beaten down by these creatures. K command. Yeah. I guess Kaya's Guile as well. Yeah, so this is where Lurrus is obviously really good, because putting Lurrus into your hand and then, yeah. Lurrus going unchecked does just win the game, unfortunately, because they can now just continually cast Ingenious Smiths out of their graveyard. Although their equipment, they can't cast any. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we will concede to that. Okay, so the deck felt pretty good. We kind of flooded out a bit there. We just never found a threat either. Maybe the deck's a little bit threat-light because you don't have Dragon's Rage Channeler either. We've only got Ragavan. But yeah, it didn't feel too bad. Like Ending was really good. Carter's Guile at points, I guess we didn't really see it too much. And Wear Tear was actually good there, but I think the White Splash was overall worth it, especially with the Ragavan. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed that. Do send me any suggestions. Always keen to work on this type of thing. I think Leyline of the Void and Blood Moon are in particular really good at the moment. Maybe we should be bringing in Leyline against any Lurrus deck, but let me know your thoughts on that as well, and I will see you next time. Cheers.